You are now listening to the New Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time at bringdowntheband.com, and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl, and Sun King Brewery. Support the New Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You are now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7. I have a nice computer now, and I'm excited. The webcam works. Everything works. No crashes. I'm very excited to be here. My man, Lonegevity, how are you, sir?
Doing all right.
Good to see you. I like that background, brother. Is that a statement being made, or what are we doing with yours?
Excuse me. No, I just thought it was cool looking.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me.
It's all good.
That's about it.
I'm not gonna read too much into it. It's all good.
There's nothing to read into it. You were here when you were here when I told you. I'll cycle through them for you. You know.
Appreciate you, brother. That adds to entertainment value. It's all good. DJ Jay Diff, what's happening, my man?
Salutations, my good friend.
Good to see you as always, man. Got to see the baby. She looks healthy. She's growing. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up.
Indeed. You know it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Keep her fed and clothed. Fed and clothed. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, I love that you being a father to your child out here. We need more of that. Live from well, actually, his bunker today was Decademics, as it always is. My man Jay Moore, how are you, sir?
Doing well, man. Just another day in the life of this quarantine. Staying my distance. You know, I'm not going to no meetups, no house parties, nothing.
Okay. You ain't been on 38th Street or nothing like that?
No, this is the most social interaction you're going to get out of me until I get the all clear. So, and I'm going to wait until certain places like tanning salons and the country clubs. When those places open, I know it'll be safe for me to make my moves.
Yeah, man. I can do that. I like that you being smart out here. I can appreciate that.
Not when the chicken spot open, please.
No. When they open up the rib shack, I'll be like, nah, I'm gonna stay in for a couple more weeks.
Yeah, it ain't quite time yet. And the voice that you guys hear and actually see is my man Slade representing. And I always mess this up. And he's Chicago by way of, is it Ypsilanti? Did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Look at you. Yes, sir.
Yes.
The phonics been working for him.
That's
out
what
now.
I'm talking about. Look at Jesus, Jehovah Jireh. What's up, man?
What's good, bro? My man is an incredible producer. I actually got a chance to watch. It's good to see your friends, watch them turn into something else and be very successful. And I saw this brother take on the craft of becoming a DJ and actually becoming amazing at what he does. So
thank you, man.
It's just good to have you, bro, as always. We're gonna talk some foolishness today, I know, and I see you already on it in your background, so I already see what you on.
Hey man, I'm just trying to let people know to stay inside, brother.
Just tell me one thing though, Sly.
Yes,
you
sir.
haven't been visiting any house parties on the west side, south side. You haven't been out on the lake. I hope you say no. I hope you haven't been out there.
Allegedly.
Oh.
Allegedly.
I feel you.
Nah, I haven't done shit, man. I've been in the house. I've been sleeping till about 1 p.m., 2 p.m. And I wake up and then turn on YouTube videos about music and then back to sleep.
I feel you. You've been doing your thing on the live sessions though, man. So
thank you, man.
Keep spreading that funk, man. We need something to take us away from this foolishness. So we appreciate you as always, bro.
Hey man, thank you for having me, brother.
Come on, man. We're gonna have some fun with it. All right, so let's see. Did you guys see the Don Lemon video that they put with Nas with the hat on the side? Did you guys see that?
With the ether beat?
With ether, yeah. So to me,
I ain't gonna hold you. That ether beat ain't been the same since they put my homegirl Elizabeth Warren on that joint. Oh man.
Yo, I saw that reposted more than probably anything between like now and when we were on last. Like, I actually thought it was brilliant. I didn't know Don was gonna get in his bag like that. Did you guys actually, without the ether, did you guys actually watch that? Were y'all as shocked as I was? Because fam went off the deep end. I didn't see that coming.
Oh no, Don has been in his bag for a minute as far as not suffering the disrespect of 45, especially when. Because he still brings up President Obama like he's the president now.
Facts.
You know, and it's like, fam, you're the president. Like, the coronavirus is not. You can't blame this. President Obama gave you a handbook on how to handle this correctly, and you were like, "Nah, it has Obama's name on it. Not mess with that." But I saw this coming, and it's just crazy because at one point Don Lemon did not have a good name in these streets, especially after Ferguson.
He was definitely looking real coonish out here.
He switched up the flow, and like, you know, Don's got, as some call him, Don Limon. He has switched up the flow, and Don has the streets now.
Hey, after that Nas joint, if he didn't have the streets, he has it now. Because, man, I watched that over and over again. I was dying because everything was synced up perfectly. The beat went with it, and we all know Ether, and we were around when all that was at its apex, but I thought that shit was hilarious myself.
Yeah, it was pretty good, man. I enjoyed it. He's talking
I like how they
shit.
put the little pigeon on the side of his desk as well. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, man. Shout out to what you say, Lemon. Is that how they say it?
Don
Lemon.
It's like Bacardi Lemon. You know, Don Lemon.
Oh, you balling?
No, absolutely
go
not.
with that poverty.
Stay away from that poverty.
I'm trying to,
over here
man.
pocket watching.
Bacardi Lemon is like $11.99 at the grocery store. You are not balling.
But for a whole bottle of it in the club, it's about $1.50, $1.70.
Thank you, Slot. That's what I'm saying, man. They be trying to. Whenever I say you balling,
Them Chicago prices for Bacardi Lemon.
That's a fact.
Like Jay Diff.
I ain't seen nobody cop a Bacardi Lemon in the club though.
That's a fact. Nah, but you know, some Bacardi related.
Yeah. Okay.
in the family of.
If I tell Jay Diff he balling, like he'll take $10 off what he paid for it just because I said he balling. It ain't even cost that much. I'm like, fam.
I mean, I didn't know that $10 was the equivalence of balling.
Yeah.
It just kind of lets you know what's going on in that house. A
whole $10.
It's a little tight. I respect it though.
You know what I'm saying? It's real out here, man. You gotta be careful with your funds. We'll say that.
Hey, you know on another political note, well, not really political, but it ties into everything that how we usually start the show. You know who you need to stay away from until this thing is over for real?
Who is that?
Anybody who got the new Jordans. You show happy ass to the mall. You are a high risk group as far as I'm concerned.
You know who else you need to stay away from?
Talk to me.
And this is from my Midwest and specifically Indianapolis, Indiana cats.
Okay.
Or Greenwood, if that's the one you fancy. But anybody going to stand in line at Long's Donuts and that money, because they don't take cards.
Yeah,
so it had to be some paper money.
Hand to hand transactions, sir.
Yeah, I'm good on people that's going to Longs and getting in fights in the lines and shit.
Slot, there was a video for Longs here. Somebody coughs in the line and everybody went completely nuts because somebody coughed in the line.
Did he have a mask on, or she? Or did they have a mask on?
I think she had a mask on, if I'm not mistaken. I think she had a mask on when she coughed, and everybody flipped out. And
had no business in the line.
That's what I'm talking about. Why are we in a line this long? Hold on, not social distancing. It wasn't people standing 6 feet away, feet apart. Like they was all bunched up together. Unless I saw a different video. That's what I saw.
I ain't gonna hold you.
What about this?
Okay, let's see. So we have a group of people here to the right. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the block is on. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So can we go back to that? There we go. There's no distancing.
Along with the Channel 13
I appreciate
camera angles.
Donuts look good though.
The donuts fire.
They fire.
Look at that hand in hand. Told you. Look at that hand in hand. Told you.
There you go. That young man just
best in the Midwest. Best donuts in the Midwest.
Yes, sir.
No mask.
No mask.
It's a rap video?
Oh, Slot. Yes. He's definitely rapping about the donuts, brother.
Yeah.
He walks right out to this woman.
Wait.
Look at this, Slot. Hand to hand, Slot. Hand to hand.
You got a Nipsey Hussle and Kobe Bryant sweater on.
She got motley fingers. She just stuck all in this donut box.
Just driving the Corona.
This had to be pre-Corona though.
No, sir.
This was
he
like
did
a week
just
ago.
the same day.
Yeah, he dropped
my man dropped the
milk. Yep.
And he wasteful.
Yep.
So all the
percentage of milk was that he dropped? Was that 2% or whole?
It was blue.
It was blue.
It was blue. It was number 2.
Was it 2?
Number 2.
Was it
Yeah,
blue?
it's
I ain't
blue.
paying attention.
It's blue is 2.
He
Dark
like a
blue.
whole he like a whole milk guy. I didn't think he'd be drinking at 2 for some reason.
Oh, you want a whole milk guy?
Yeah, he's a whole milk guy. He had to be a whole milk guy.
Like his heart got heart palpitations.
I'm just
Because
getting
all that milk,
all them nutrients, man. He's a whole milk guy for sure.
I
Yeah.
just
All them
never
hormones.
I respect it. I respect his get down off this and this alone. This young man decided out of all things to do,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna shoot a music video with no cut. I'm buy
Man.
donuts and drop milk.
And he went viral too.
He definitely went viral with that.
Bless his heart.
We'll
Hey,
make sure
he did that one for the culture. I hope he didn't get no COVID.
we'll make sure you hear the record, Baron, and then you can revisit us and tell us how you feel about it.
Is it jamming?
All right, so let's get to the next
I mean,
topic.
it kind of slaps. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Let's get to the next podcast.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the next topic.
All right,
I ain't gonna front on him. He what's his name?
I only
Tevin
heard it
stuttered.
once, so
Tevin
What's his
stuttered.
name?
Tevin stuttered.
I stuttered.
Tevin Stutter. Yeah, he's cousins with
Ruben.
Sorry for 2004.
Oh, nice.
Ruben
word.
Stutter. Yeah,
Ruben
that's his
okay.
cousin.
Shout out to the Stutters. Is this like a relationship in terms of Marvin Gaye and Marvin Gaye the Third?
Wow.
No.
Are they,
Nah,
the same, are they actually related?
Nah, they for real cousins.
I see what you
Okay.
did there. Okay.
Hey, I'm only here for the culture, brother.
Hey, brother,
Yeah,
get your views, Jack. Eat your donuts, drink that milk. It's all good. I only heard it once. I don't know. I'm going to go back and revisit it. Maybe I missed it. Y'all credible, so maybe I missed it. I ain't going.
This ain't the first time he went viral for a song though.
No, it ain't.
Oh, good for him.
No,
Oh,
I
he
mean,
popping.
Yeah,
He kind of
does-
makes
well,
viral.
yeah.
He does that intentionally, I think. Like
Oh,
a
that's
lot
what's
of,
up.
Oh, he got the viral virus. I respect that. Hey,
He got a good track record. I think he worked for the school sports system or something. So he's done songs with all the schools around town, and
That's
he had done
dope.
the Indianapolis track a while back too.
yeah, it's
I
called.
like
Went
that.
viral.
I think it's called "I'm Home" or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
so he-
something like that.
So he's he said he's involved with the school system. You said sports.
Yeah, like the Nick and all that stuff.
Okay.
I know he
I
did
like
a
that.
track for Warren and a couple other schools. I'm just shouting out Warren because that's where I went. So
how long?
That I cannot be mad at. That's what's up.
He's got this
See,
one.
all this right here is dope. Yeah, this is good money right here.
Oh, he got
This
a
is
cut
dope.
on this one. There we
Yeah.
go.
I
Fresh
ain't
out
heard-
the shop, champ.
I
ain't
got
heard
to give it to him. I got to
but
give
I
it
do
to
like
him.
this right here. This is.
I got to get. There's contribution. You got to give it to him for the simple fact that he does rep Indianapolis heavy in everything he does.
Mhm.
So,
Oh wow. Okay.
but
Yeah, that was dope right there.
And shout out to the production value.
viral
You know,
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
looks like
that's-
he had some decent camera work.
yeah.
And, I
Wasn't
can't
nobody
handle
out.
that.
Hey, the Longs video was crispy. Now it was good quality. I ain't gonna hold you. It was good quality. Let's see, man. Let's jump into recently the 10-year anniversary popped up for one of my favorite mixtapes of all time. Is Big Crit's Crit Was Here, and I didn't realize it's been that damn long, but it's been 10 years since that mug dropped. We talking about the joint Country Shit was on there, Return to Forever. Those was Glass House with Currency. Let's see what else was on. What else was my joint on there? I got the track list here. Let's see, Something, the Al Green sample. He blacked out on that for about 4 minutes. Moon and Stars with Devin the Dude. Can you guys kind of talk?
was
to
the
me?
strip club joint on that one, or was that the following album?
I can't remember I'd have to know. Let's see. They Got Us Good Enough. Something. I'd have to know the name, bro. I'll be honest because I'm just peeping at the track.
I don't know
list
any
right
of Crit's song titles from that time period, so I don't know
now.
any
And
of them.
This mixtape was fire though.
Nah, it was.
Do you guys kind of remember when he was bubbling and when this mixtape came out, like how you felt? Because I remember personally being like, this kid gets it. I always say that. People hear me say it all the time. Y'all
Yeah,
know
it's a
what
dumb
that
saying.
means. Well, I'm gonna continue to say it. Crit got it and continued to get it.
That's
had
poverty talk.
Nah, that's not poverty talk.
I see what you did there.
No.
No, I see what you did.
Nah, making dope music is not poverty talk. That's not poverty. But
Quit being an
no,
elite.
Crit-
Quit being elitist, Mike.
I'm
Come on,
being
bro.
an elitist. There's nothing poverty stricken about Big Chris music. Nothing relates
That's
to poverty.
not what I said.
Ooh.
Whatever, man.
He didn't start a GoFundMe when he made Crit Was Here.
Nah, he didn't do that. Nah, there's nothing poverty.
He ain't
related.
funeral his album.
Nah, none of that.
He ain't GoFundMe for the funeral for his album. I respect that if he did though.
Just made dope shit. That's all. But Sly, talk to me about when you first heard Crit bubbling, man. What were your initial thoughts? Because I was like, this dude gets it for sure.
It was very close in time to when Yellow Wolf was popping, and it almost felt like it was a movement out of Mississippi that was getting ready to kick off in terms of artists that were going to be able to come out there, rap, be able to rap on trap beats, be able to sing, have, you know what I'm saying, be very versatile. But one of my favorite things about Crit is that he kind of is, as much as it is Mississippi, a lot of the music kind of felt like it was Texas, like Texas inspired. Like real UGK, Zero, Lil Kiki, like Fat Pat inspired. And I remember seeing him and Yellow Wolf at A3C, I think the first or second year. And I want to tell you, you want to talk about one of the best shows, just a great showman.
Oh, okay.
From start to finish, like no games. He was so in sync. I was so surprised that later down the line he stalled because of the whole situation with Def Jam. But
yeah,
he's a different beast, man. He's what you hope for when you find out about an artist from a different city, other than, you know what I'm saying, like the regular Chicago, New York, LA, Atlanta.
Yeah. I can dig that. Jay Diff, jump in, man, because we just saw Crit before. Well, not just, but we recently saw him in Rhapsody before all this stuff started happening. What were your thoughts, man, when he was bubbling? How'd you feel about it?
I mean, I've just always respected Crit as an artist, as somebody that was, one of the producer rapper cats that actually was producing their beats and rapping over them. And he definitely embodies the South whenever he raps. It's just a heartfelt MC, He always states that if it what's the saying when he talks about the feeling?
If I can't feel it,
music.
Like if I can't feel it, something or other. Yeah,
I think it starts that way, but I ain't gonna lie and say I can remember the whole the whole.
Yeah, but I mean,
if it don't touch my soul, if it don't touch my soul,
if it don't touch my soul, I can't feel it. Some in that area. But I mean, he embodies that mantra. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit there and say that everything that he drops is classic or top tier, because I mean he's had some misses, but he's had way more hits than misses. So,
agreed.
Dope artist.
How'd y'all find out about Crit? I found out about Crit via Two Dope Boys.
Yeah, me too. He dropped that single called "I Ain't Shit." That's the first thing that I heard, and it was over a different beat too, or like somebody else's beat. It was like a mixtape joint, but I was like, "Oh, this is pretty deep, pretty decent."
I think for me, I think my cousin put me on because, hey,
look at Long stunned.
Yeah, he's stunned too. I was so upset that night because I had just left.
Yeah, we both had just left.
Oh, that's right. You had just left with me. Yep. And but I heard from
you
Crit,
roll with me.
We were together. Yep.
Yeah.
Good call. I'm old. But I heard from Crit from my cousin because I got family in Meridian. So he was like, man, cuz I'm telling you, man, he sound like he should be on a UGK skit. I'm telling you, man, it's this boy named Crit. He killing him down here. Then I saw, what was the joint you said, Long? I'm sorry.
I ain't shit.
I think that's what it was. It might have been that.
And it was Shake from to Slot's point, it was Shake from Two Dope Boys who shared that single. And I was like, oh, because they were, I mean, let's give Two Dope Boys their respect. I mean, they were pushing the culture heavy for years. Like they were those guys, and
that's true.
So yeah, maybe they don't get as much respect as they are due or whatnot, but they're still active.
Imagine that.
That's a good point about Two Dope Boys, because to your point, like there's been a lot of heat that I fell into just by checking on them. So I agree with you there. Jay Moore, jump in, man. Do you remember your first impressions of Crit when he was just out there killing it with the mixtapes?
I do, and it was just because I don't think there had really been anybody who had popped really from Mississippi since David Banner up to that point.
Yep.
Big facts.
And the thing is, I knew of Crit. He had been co-signed by a lot of people, and the thing is, when I heard Country Shit, which eventually became a single, which he was featured with
Ludacris and
I
Bun.
believe.
Ludacris and Bun.
I was like, okay, he's on his way. Now everybody's gonna know about Crit, because he's one of those artists that I was like, people need to play this on the radio, and that radio hit had eluded him, or just that look from the commercial end of him, and had eluded him for that entire time, and he got that look. But this is when labels were going through so much as far as changeover and personnel and priorities, that he's one of those people I feel like got lost in the shuffle between when, okay, you definitely want to sign a record deal, to where, okay, well, I can cut my own deals. He was almost too early, because now, because at one point, if you said, oh yeah, I'm signed to Def Jam, that'd have been any MC's biggest dream, to be signed and have that machine behind you. At this point, like, I don't even know who's on Def Jam. Like, there was a point where I was like, I thought Def Jam was definitely the gold standard.
It was at one point.
Yeah,
when he was on Def Jam, I was like, okay, he's really about to blow. But this was at the start of that time when being on a label just did not mean the same thing it did, say, even in the early to mid 2000s, where if you had that Def Jam stamp, or you were in the building in Aftermath, or Sony or Bad Boy or one of those, it meant you were going to get a look, because they weren't going to sign anything they couldn't sell.
Yeah.
And so he got I know he got caught up in that. A lot of artists did, before they were able to people were able to figure out the streaming game, and a lot of people figured out now I wonder why people even sign the labels, because labels at one point anymore had that labels, I guess, are still important as far as getting on the radio, but getting on the radio doesn't mean that you can be somebody that people are going to come see, and that's how most artists make their money anyway. When I went to the Big Crit and Rhapsody show last year, I mean, they don't have a radio hit between them, but that venue was packed.
100%.
It's a completely different game now, and there are people who are on the radio who I wouldn't go see if you gave me a free ticket and a ride.
Let me ask you this, and I want to come. I know, right? And I want to come to Slot. I want to come to Slot and Lone on this one, since we're talking about Crit. How do you guys feel? And I'll come to you, Lone first. Like, how do you look at him from a production standpoint? Because I like his production. I think we've had that conversation in the past. I don't know if we technically had it on here or not, or with Slot or whatever, but I actually am a fan of his production. I hear some people say they like it, but I guess I've heard some people say limited. I don't believe in that. I think I like the way he chops his samples up. I like the instrumentation he adds, etc. How do you feel about him as a producer, from a producer standpoint?
I think he's good. I think he's dope. I think he knows how to produce for songwriters. He's never made anything that's come out the gate, like, as a producer, I've been like, oh man, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like the try to compare it to like a beat battle. You know what I mean? Like, okay, he doesn't make like beat battle production, but I could see him like at like a showcase where he's like, yeah, in this joint, you can get somebody to sing on. He doesn't have a ton of standout joints to me as far as a producer, but when you add his songwriting ability and the way he sounds on the track and all that other stuff, I think it marries everything great. And and that's not to say that he's not a great producer. It's just he doesn't do a lot of stuff as a producer where I'm like, man, I wish I made that. And to me, that's kind of how I kind of gauge that a little bit. So, not to take anything away from him, but
no, I respect it. Jump in there, Slot. Talk to me. You being a very established and dope producer, what do you think about him from a production standpoint?
I think what's really dope about him is a lot of it is production, like not production. It's a lot of it sample based.
Mm-hmm.
He obviously gets into other things too in terms of having musicians come in, but he has like this really dope blues texture to his music, which is dope. I don't need you like. I think what's interesting is like, one, you come from one of the homes of like powerhouses of blues.
Period.
And so for you to still have that in your music is big. I don't think you need to do what everybody else is doing. I think that's like to the point that you were making earlier. I feel like that sometimes that's unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
I just need what I learned with working with Ad over the last few years was I don't necessarily need to have the best beat or the beat that a producer would be excited to have. I need to evoke an emotion. And if it sounds like this, so be it. As long as that song is raw as hell.
Yep. And that's kind of what I was trying to get at is like,
yeah,
he doesn't have that stuff that's like jumps out to me like, oh man, this is crazy. But when you listen to the overall songs, he's got amazing songs, and the songs fit the emotion to what you're saying, Slot. They've, it sounds like it's married together. Like one piece doesn't sound like the beat isn't crazy and the vocals are okay, or the vocals are great, and it just sounds like it's supposed to be together.
Exactly. It doesn't sound out of place, and that's a big thing. That's a really big thing with production,
and that's why he's a great producer.
Yeah, sometimes you can put together a record, or you can think beat and not necessarily think song, and you'll end up taking the listener out of the vibe, or you end up taking the person that's writing out of the song, and that's one of the things he does so well. Is because I remember hearing the joint that he did for Currency, Jet Life to the Next Life.
Yes,
on the radio, that was really big, and I was excited for him more than I was excited for Currency.
Yeah, that song is fire. Yeah, that song is fire. And like you said with Crit, it's one of those things where, as producers or people that if you are making beats and you do produce, like just because the beat isn't out of this world doesn't mean that somebody's not going to vibe to it and jump on it and turn that thing into a great record. Like when he talked about the soul comment, like Lone talking about that, like I really believe that's how he approaches it. Like when he makes his beats, or even if somebody produces for him, it's like that is a dope ability to be able to find the right person to sing the hook and arrange it and do all of that type of stuff. With him being a dope producer as well. So now Fam is tough with it. Like I'm a huge fan. And I'm looking forward to see what he does next with Multi. He got I don't know how many artists he has with him. It might be just him and his homie Big Son. I don't know if they have anybody else, but I'd be curious to see if he tries to expand and what the people that would come underneath him or underneath his umbrella, I should say, what they would sound like. You know what I'm saying? Would they jump in the same vein, or would they kind of veer off a little bit? I'd be curious to hear how that goes.
Yeah.
So, but nah, shout out to Crit, man. Crit is that dude. And
plus I think another thing about him, just real quick, is like, even though he does have his influence of his sound, nobody really sounds like him, like his style.
All.
Like he's got his own sound. He really kind of represents an entire region with his sound too, and so that's huge. So
yeah, and that's what hip hop was at one point or another. It was, you could tell where somebody was from based on the sound that they use. Like the big 808s or the big bass, you thought West Coast. If you thought of like dirty samples and punchy drums, you thought East Coast. You know what I'm saying? And for him to kind of keep a lot of the blues influence, a lot of I don't know, man, a lot of that Southern influence in his music, and not necessarily veer from it. I feel like I don't know, a part of me in my heart of hearts, man, I feel like Def Jam did him dirty.
Yeah,
because a lot of the records that he had, though they may have sounded regional, that's all it takes. Is you just gotta shoot your shot, and I just don't think they gave bro a real chance, music like for success per se.
I mean, these record labels don't evolve to old cats who don't have a clue of what's going on in the streets. So that's one of the problems. That's the reason why people are going or garnering deals off of their social influence versus having to step into a record label and sell themselves. They've already sold themselves before the labels come knocking on their door nowadays.
Yeah, there's nothing else to go. There's no reason to go to an office and play music or have a conversation about your background or what inspires you or how did you start, or that process is completely gone. If you
I think you can still dance on a table if you want, can't you?
You definitely can dance.
No, there's tons of tons of dance table dancing going on right now.
And look like
shout out to the rappers and strippers. You know what I'm saying? Rappers and strippers.
Yeah.
I see.
What'd you say, Jay Moore?
A little tap dancing, little soft shoe.
Yeah, it was some. I saw a couple of soft shoe videos that was pretty sad, man. But
I mean, at this point, you can almost go into a label and demand what you want.
Based off what you said, social media.
Right.
Views.
It's like, I'm already doing this. I can make this without you. So what are you gonna do for me?
Like I was shout out to Metronome. He was on something that I posted. We were talking about, how fast things happen now. And I told him, I said, man, what's crazy is there's a kid right now that we don't know somewhere that's like 1 million views away from like being thrust into the limelight. He didn't, it's not about rap. It's not about any of that. It's not about the culture necessarily. It's 1 million views and eyes are going to immediately start to come to him from labels to whoever you want to talk about, YouTube, Leo Cohen, 300, whatever you want to call it. Like,
I was going to say, the last person that did that for me.
Who was that?
Where I was really surprised by, actually it was two people. One was T Grizzly. Mm-hmm. Another one is Sada Baby. And there's this kid from St. Louis. His name is 30 Deep Grimy.
Wait, what?
His name is 30 Deep Grimy.
Yep.
30 Deep.
30 Deep Grimy. Okay.
Yeah, he was one of those for me. He ended up like kind of how I've been catching music is that I'll talk to my nephews or my brother.
Yeah.
Or I'll just be looking for stuff, and then eventually it'll end up in my YouTube, and then from the YouTube I'll see him with Adam 22.
Ah, okay.
And then after he gets the Adam 22 piece, like interview, he just kind of jumps up, man. So there's a lot of that. But I watched 30 Deep Grimy go crazy. He's still going crazy.
I'm about to check him out.
Yeah. Check out Sada too. Sada's crazy.
Oh yeah? Where's Sada from?
Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah, he was signed to T Grizzly for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I had somebody request Sada Baby at the when I was at the, working one Saturday night, and the thing is, I didn't know the record at the time.
That should be
like, from Detroit or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And so I know, I'll be honest, I was very dismissive when I said it.
Absolutely.
I was about to say you just sound like.
But the thing is, like, I know if not for me getting a check and working in the club, like I'm too old to be there. So when sometimes someone comes with a name, I'll still check it out.
Yeah.
And so I heard it and I was like, okay, I see the vibes here. The thing is, it wasn't at a point where like, okay, we're gonna play this for everybody at 1:30 in the morning yet. It wasn't there yet. But one of the ones that, I mean, it's just like when you see NBA YoungBoy has another #1 album on Billboard. Like if I didn't listen to the young cats who I work with, who I have no idea other than the fact that like Floyd Mayweather's daughter stabbed his baby mom. I was like, I see all the TMZ stuff, but like I wouldn't have known his music, And so I remember with me and DJ Lockstar, when we play on Saturday nights, I'll be like, yo, let's get some NBA YoungBoy, just let's see what it does, and then we were like, oh, okay, well, obviously, because once again, he's a little bit older than me, and this isn't what we would listen to in our spare time. We don't know these music, we don't know these records, and so you gotta, like, if you gotta keep your ears and your eyes open if you're going to be in this game, so you don't, because you could be old man out of this very quickly,
shit. I'm not gonna lie to you, as a DJ, that kind of happens quite a bit, at least for me. I'll start playing some shit, and if it even sounds old, as soon as I hear, hey man, we fuck with you, you keeping that old school shit alive, I'm like, God damn it. All right, let's get to these young
Maybe
records,
playing
man.
something from like 2007, and they'll be like, oh man, he playing some old school.
Dog, I could be playing something like, I played a Mayor Hawthorne. I played Mayor Hawthorne Crime the other day, and it sounds a lot like, not a lot, but it's in similar vein to like Novocaine by Frank Ocean. If you've heard that,
cry.
And it came around the same time.
Exactly. And I was playing that, and somebody came up to me before this COVID stuff and was like, "Hey man, we appreciate you playing that old school, man. This is jamming." I'm like, "Dog, this is just happening."
They just don't know who it is because that same person, if you played Novocaine, would be hyped.
That's a fact. No, I mean they were hyped when they said it, but it was just like.
But they wouldn't have caught the
Frank
Frank Ocean old school though. They wouldn't have caught the Frank Ocean old school.
Shit.
You think they would have?
Man, what Frank you heard recently?
It's been a while since Frank been out.
I mean, but it's still that fresh new sound though, honestly.
I mean, he has what I would say, for lack of better phrasing, he has a lot of children out here.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm saying, like the Jane Aiko's,
she actually came out around the same time as him though.
Yeah.
Janae Aiko.
Yeah, she has been out here for a minute.
But she also has, her this is the thing. This is where the extra stuff comes into
vision
play.
And shit. Yeah.
Like, she's got the whole thing going on with Big Sean and like the music they've done together. Like, unfortunately, that's part of it. That your TMZ quotient has to almost be involved with it, for people to be interested. And, going back to Crit, we don't know who Crit dates or what kind of car he drives, He's not one of these people who's a star for being a star. He's a star to us for being a talent. But unfortunately, when it comes to this game and being on that next level, you have to involve so much other foolishness.
You know what's funny, man?
Wind up being famous.
Joe Budden said that with when he was doing a pull up with Wale, and one of the things he was like, "Yo, normally you have the hit records." And you have the hit records, you build the empire, and then from the empire, you solidify that by having a celebrity wife or a woman in your life. And that's normally the third step of you taking off, and he never hit that. And so,
no, I mean,
and more so like Crit never really, Crit had that acclaim for a while.
Yeah.
But he didn't even get to build the empire yet, much less the woman. So you are 100% correct. I don't think
when you embrace being an artist, like it's sometimes people can do both, but like a lot of people embrace being a star over being an artist. And unfortunately, to kind of keep your name out there, you have to embrace being a star, which has nothing to do with that. Your artistic output.
Oh, totally.
Well said.
So what would you consider my guy, Blue Slide Park, what's his name?
Mac Miller.
What would you consider Mac Miller? Because he had the high profile girlfriend for the longest with Ariana Grande.
I don't know.
Did he ever hit star power before he passed away, or was he just a known artist?
Because it doesn't always work.
I don't know if I would say Mac was
I think he had some of the pieces. I don't think he was a star.
More than
unfortunately.
More than what Crit has, though. I mean.
No shot
even
Crit,
but
like way more.
It's not even close.
I mean, I agree with you.
He had a show on MTV as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I that's a good question. I don't know if I could consider it. I
think he was a celebrity. I don't think he was a star.
Maybe
that makes sense. If you can separate the two, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you saw the outpouring, of sympathy when he passed. Like a lot of people knew dude. We had talked about Mac multiple times. Like I was a fan. Like I really enjoyed his music. And he actually was a much better artist than I even anticipated from the beginning. But Fam had a huge following, but I think celebrity versus, star status, I don't know. But to Lone's point, he definitely got beyond Crit on his trajectory.
So is Wiz considered a star?
Yes.
He had a moment
too.
He had a moment when that black and yellow vibe was going on.
Yeah,
and
black and yellow was huge.
This part of the star was like, yo, he had the whatever you would consider, whatever Amber Rose does, he had that, and that kept people talking about him who were not interested at all in his music.
There we go.
That's the same thing with Ariana Grande.
But what I'm saying is, I don't know but the difference is, I don't think Mac Miller had a record big as Black and Yellow. That's what I'm saying.
No, not at all.
It's a combination of things. Like it helps to have the hit record, the hit girlfriend, and maybe like a hit criminal charge. You know what I'm saying? So keep people have Wendy Williams and TMZ.
Yeah,
It's
Wiz
all
was
those
also
things
the weed
factor
guy.
in.
True.
Say it again, Long.
I said Wiz was also the weed guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but deeper than that too, though. Like, not only did he build like a solid base, he started going into pop records. He had Taylor Gang.
Yep.
He had something that for people to buy into.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Juicy J was in Taylor Gang.
It's probably still is.
We're supposed to be signing to Juicy J. What kind of backwards
but that was
that?
You know what I'm saying? But that was the thing about, like, say for instance, Snoop.
Mm-hmm.
Snoop maybe didn't have necessarily the superstar wife. However, he became a big celebrity based on what he was connected to, how he talked. There has to be.
Snoop is a cultural icon because Snoop.
Yeah, Snoop comes from another time.
Yeah, he
Snoop comes from a different time
during the Arsenio Hall show era.
But,
you know what I'm saying? So everybody knew who Snoop was.
Absolutely, but even as his stardom, the white hot space has left him, he still remained. I think a large portion of that is because he's built somewhat of an island, and by an island I mean there's certain cultural things around Snoop. Either be marijuana, either be the gang banging, either be the smoking, the gang banging, the language. I feel like Snoop I feel like Wiz had that.
I feel like Snoop just has an aura though. Like Snoop doesn't have to drop another album, and he'll remain just as famous or more famous.
I would go so far as to agree with you and say if he doesn't drop another album, he'll remain in I don't know if he's GOAT talk, but in GOAT talk, in my opinion. But I think Wiz has those same things, like in terms of he has a culture around him, the marijuana, the kind of ambiguous gang affiliation.
So you think that if Wiz stopped making music, right now, that he would parallel as Snoop would? Because Snoop could just say, I'm done right now and just appear on the show here and there. And I think he still would have that same star power.
I think Wiz's star power would go down.
She ain't dropped nothing new in a while.
Yeah, I mean, if he has,
he actually just dropped something like a week ago.
What?
Oh, shit.
Maybe 2 weeks.
There it is. Well, there it is.
Well, I mean, when you talk about Snoop, it's crazy because I'm not sure if you know, while you're checking the blogosphere or whatever it is, it's called now. Like I said, I have had way too much time on my hands to find out what rappers are doing in their spare time. But they were talking because at one point they were talking about maybe 50 and Ja Rule should do a battle.
Yeah, that was
50 shrugged it off and was like, it'd be much more of a battle if I went up against Snoop. And somebody chimed in. I can't remember. I think a few people did and said, "Look, I mean, 50 had his run, but Snoop, he's not going on 4 decades of music.
Snoop would outlast 50 if they
I think 50 and Ja. I think 50 and Ja would be a decent little.
I think
battle.
so too. I think it'd be a much better matchup than Snoop and 50. 50.
Hold on, you think 50 and Ja would be a decent matchup
because they
based
both
off music or based off
music?
Theatrics?
Because
music and theatrics, but the music, I mean, they kind of parallel because they came from the same era. You know what I'm saying? The thing about it is, 50 is like, I don't need this. Ja Rule needs this to happen. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you there. I just don't know the records, man. I'm trying to go back through I'm trying to go back through Ja Rule's catalog.
I mean, all you have to do with 50 is just say his first 2 albums.
Yeah,
because I mean that Curtis wasn't a big hit. It had some cuts on it, but it wasn't a big hit.
50 and Ja Rule come from that era where hip hop was a lot like high school. You had 4 years to make your mark, and hopefully you did enough of those 4 years to where it can carry you for the rest of your life. Ja Rule had an incredible 4 years.
I agree.
50 had an incredible 4 years. Nelly had an incredible 4 years. These are artists that are able to eat today because of what they did in what I like to call their 4 years high school run. Because most people don't have that Jay-Z run when we're talking, or Snoop run, where they started in the 90s, and if they put out a project, we still got to talk about it.
That goes back with Snoop too, because Snoop, when's the last classic Snoop album that came out?
Probably Rhythm and
Gangster.
Snoop drops albums and nobody cares, and he still remains the same.
12 Days of Funk.
Oh,
yeah, that Dame Funk was nice.
Long
it?
Put Me
on.
It
was, but that was not the. Unfortunately, that was not the one, my brother.
No, he had some bounce on that one though. He had some bounce on there.
He probably did, but didn't perform. No, but I'm not gonna hold you. Now I'm looking at it online. I'm on Apple Music right now, and Ja Rule had a 3-album run.
3 albums?
Yeah, he did.
Veni Vidi Vici, Rule 336.
All his features, man. All his features.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly the J-Lo records, the Shanti records.
All the
R&B joints. What?
Hey,
where would I be?
That was the sound at the time.
I mean, 50 went after he got out him and got him up out of there. He took that and ran with it on the low. We keeping
stole it
on the low. He
kicked his ass and stole it. Yeah,
yeah.
He wasn't even giving a fuck.
Took that young man's swag and got busy.
Matter of fact, I might be wrong. I think he might have had 4. The Last Temptation had that Thug Lovin' record with Bobby Brown.
That wasn't a hit album.
I'm cool.
That wasn't a hit album.
And he had Mesmerized.
You can't act like
Shanti.
that record wasn't dope.
Slot. I'm cool.
The record was dope, but that
Mesmerized
wasn't
with Ashanti. I'm not talking about dope. I'm talking about performing, champ.
Yeah,
Slot.
I mean, yeah,
okay.
Yeah. We're talking about commercial rap shit.
That boy went crazy.
Slot. I didn't need Bob jumping out the helicopter, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you,
with
man.
With the Atlanta Falcons jersey on with the kick.
This is when I thought, honestly, Bobby Brown was not going to be with us much longer, because at the beginning of the video,
he thought the coke was high.
He has on a Len Bias jersey, and if anybody knows why
bless his soul,
Len Bias' story and knows Bobby Brown's story,
I see what you did.
That's a cry for help.
I see what you did there. So you said he was asking for help off rocking the jersey. I see how you tied that in.
Len Bias died of a cocaine overdose.
I know.
So I felt like,
on draft night.
All right.
I know he's from Boston, but come on.
In full transparency, wasn't the cry for help when they went on Oprah, and he said when she asked him about buying the coke, they asked for anyone else for the damn receipts.
Look, that was
more Whitney though. That was Whitney talking about the receipts.
Brother, he was right there in tow.
Because he was smoking it too.
Because that whole Bobby and Whitney show was a cry for help.
That show was
with the sunglasses.
Shit show.
Magical moment.
Now that I agree with, sir.
Cinema.
That entire program was a cry for help.
But this is the ill thing about that, and then I guess we can move on or whatever. If you'd have told me at one point that Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Prince were going to be dead in 2020, but Flavor Flav, Bobby Brown, and Mike Tyson would be living, and Magic Johnson would be alive and well,
wouldn't have believed you.
Mike Tyson throwing punches right now like he's still 25 years old.
Oh my God, that video! I was scared for that dude, and that probably was his friend.
Hey man, leave Mike alone. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all out there,
Mike
man.
said he trying to box again right now.
If it's for charity,
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. His squabbles look like he might got it.
No, he got it. I bet you wouldn't take a punch from him.
No, sir. Not these ribs. Not these hollow bones.
Yeah, smash against my hollow
bones.
I knew he was gonna say that. Yo, let's shout out some of these partners real quick, man. That's good convo though. Shout out to Printfinity. That is Jay Diff's company. You know, you got to support your local peoples out here in these streets. So we salute you, brother, for what you're doing. Shout out to Indie CD and Vinyl as well. As always, they take care of us for all raffles that we do through Patreon or whatever we give out on the show. So whenever we add that dope wax for you guys, and sometimes signed wax, they are responsible for that. Sun King Brewery, shout out to them as well. I got my can. I don't know if y'all got y'all's, but they continue to keep us laced. I see you laced with the product. We appreciate them as well. No Bad Ideas. I'm rocking No Bad Ideas. I believe Jay Diff has No Bad Ideas. I see you can, Jay Moore. We really appreciate what they do. Dr. Coleman for Coleman Dental and Broad Ripple. Make sure you get your teeth is right, as we always say.
He got your teeth right.
Gotta get them right.
Yes, sir.
And bringing down the band is always a hub. You'll see Jay Diff is rocking the hoodie. The logo is behind Lonegevity. Make sure you go to YouTube, subscribe on the Bringing Down the Band page, and hit the bell for notifications so you can stay in tune. Whenever we drop heat, you can find anything associated with NOH as well.
Dropped one of your remixes on there today.
I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate that. So yeah, man, we love the vibes from all the partners. We appreciate everything that they do and provide to help us enhance the show. And hopefully we can continue to build on that.
And we will continue our raffles as soon as things kind of even out a little bit, level out. You know, the Indie CD and Vinyl just started doing curbside pickup. So they've been so if you want to order anything from there and pick them up if you're local, or you can still order online. Of course, Sun King is still doing curbside. So a lot of our partners are kind of on hold right now with stuff, you know, with the uncertainty of everything. So rather than try to burden them with grabbing a whole bunch of stuff to give away, just kind of letting them get settled for the time being. So, you know, but def shouts to them, and def support them if you can.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, so we still got a little time. I got 2 topics. I will throw it out to the gallery here and let you guys decide what you want to finish with. I have the LL Cool J conversation with Revolt about how he paved the way for a lot of artists to, you know, be able to, you know, make songs about chicks and all that type of stuff. And my question was going to be, is that true? And is there any artists that preceded him that we're forgetting about? Because LL, I Need Love usually gets the majority of the love for the Drakes, etc. And I also had giving flowers to DJ High Tech because today is his birthday. So what do y'all think, man? What y'all want to talk about?
I think we
squeeze
can
them
wish
both in, or what?
DJ Tech or High Tech his birthday, and then talk about LL. I think
we can maneuver that way. I feel like the High Tech portion might be kind of short. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Give him some.
Well, you know, it's just we want to wish High Tech a happy birthday because that's one of my favorites, man. Dude is a beast. You know, Cincinnati. Shout out to my man Peace Sake. But that Reflection Eternal album is one of the best albums I've ever heard, top to bottom. So, you know, that's a timeless record right there. So we want to salute him. You know, one of my favorite joints from him is I Miss That Bitch Too with Snoop. We was talking about Snoop earlier. That beat is ridiculous. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So salute to DJ High Tech. Happy birthday to him. Definitely an OG out here in the game. And
Feliz Cumpleaños. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
That's as far as my Spanish goes, brother.
It's all good, brother. We see you, though. We see the effort. All right, so Revolt was talking to LL, and the conversation came up about, you know, rappers and, you know, his influence and how he thinks he's influenced the game. I pulled a couple quotes, and he said when he made I Need Love, he said, I wanted to creatively be able to do all kinds of music. When we did I Need Love, it was a huge hit. But at the time, it got a lot of backlash. He said they didn't understand at the time that hip-hop could go there. Another quote says, where he says, people compare me to Drake all the time, but we're very different artists because I have a lot of hard records and I'm very diverse, he continued. He says,
so is Drake.
That's what I thought.
That part.
But in the aspect of my career, I paved the way for guys like that. And he said, I'm happy for them, and I'm happy to be associated with them. He also mentioned Fab and, you know, Jadakiss. He was one of the people that would allow them to be able, or influence and open it up so they would be able to make girl records as well, or female records as well. So
girl records
would be.
I was gonna say he's on paper for having the first girl record with I Need Love, correct?
Yeah,
Not necessarily.
That's
where you got to throw the asterisks in.
Who was before him?
That's my question.
UTFO.
UTFO want to be with me.
Co want to be with me was before I Need Love.
What about Kane?
I need to hear it.
What about who?
What Kane had that was a girl jam?
Nah, Kane was way after LL.
No, I'm talking about Kane being associated with the ladies though. You don't think that had any influence on the culture?
That's different,
his
bro.
Raps
that's different.
Yeah,
that's way
his
different.
raps weren't the same.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't have an I Need Love. He was more of just
smooth. It's different.
Sex symbol type rapper dude. You know what I'm saying?
So are we gonna give the most influence to LL?
I would.
Of course.
I definitely.
I mean,
hands down.
We actually touched on this when we were doing our top artist list. When we were doing said our 100 artists or whatnot. We spoke about LL Cool J paving the way for people to do that, and that was one of the reasons why we ranked him higher, I believe. Stop me if I'm wrong, but I remember having this conversation before he even brought it up himself.
That's the main reason he even made the list, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was because of his influence. So
right.
I don't know if I agree with the versatility joint in relation to Drake. I don't know about that.
For the time?
Because Drake.
For the time?
I see where you're going.
To have a record like Ill Bomb and then to have another record like Doing It and to have.
Mama said knock you out.
Headsprung.
Don't do that long.
Headsprung.
Yeah, he was all over the place.
Okay.
I would go so far as to say like he was a tad bit all over the place.
Pink
but in a good way.
Plastic bag.
Y'all might be right.
That shit didn't sound like nothing else he did. Pink cookies in a plastic bag didn't sound like shit else he did.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, some of his girl records are some of my favorite records to play or just listen to in general.
Around the Way Girl?
What?
Banger.
The Mary Jane sample in the joint? Like, come on, man.
Come on, yeah.
Honestly, it was the girl record, Pink Cookies in a Plastic Bag, that saved. Well, I can't say it saved 14 Shots to the Dome because that album's whack. But
thank you for being honest, brother.
Hey, it's not as whack as Goat.
And actually, the version of Pink Cookies in a Plastic Bag that's on, but he also had Backseat in My Jeep on that record. So the only two records really worth a damn from that whole album are girl records. And the thing is, LL did that, and just like people in hip hop do, you know, there was a rush to have a hip hop ballad, if you will. Like, as I remember, like Heavy D, you know, he had Don't You Know, Kwame had Sweet Thing. You know, there were artists who was like, okay, let me go ahead and do my thing.
MC Hammer had a ballad. Have you seen her?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
I think just disrespect the Hammer on the low. Go ahead, Slide.
I just think when it comes down to rappers, a lot of people have different types of records. But in terms of it matching someone's lifestyle or perceived lifestyle, it was LL for me.
Okay. Definitely. I mean, his name was Ladies Love Cool James.
The joints y'all ran off convinced me because I totally forgot. Like some of them joints was all over the place. I'm talking about prime LL. I'm talking about prime LL. I ain't talking about Goat. Was it Goat? You said Jay Diff? Was that the album?
Yeah, Goat. That album was trash.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, but it had it had the joint with New Edition on it. Candy. Well, I mean, nobody remembers that record, but it was dope. It had
Candy was crazy.
It had Father on it. Remember that record?
Terry like
it just wasn't enough, man.
Phenomenon. No, Goat. And it had a joint with Kelly. I mean, it had nothing but girl records on it. It just wasn't. To call it the Goat, man, you was doing too much.
Yeah,
what album had Love You Better on it? Which one was that?
That was 10.
Okay, 10.
That was before Goat.
That had Paradise.
Paradise is very nice.
I'm cool.
It was corny, but that joint was
You know what LL record does not get the love it should is The Definition, the album with Headsprung on it. There's like 7 or 8 joints on that record.
I don't think Lone like Headsprung. Did you like Headsprung?
Oh, he had that Hush record with Aurelia 7
Oh yeah,
that's in terms of girls records. That shit was kind of crazy.
Yeah,
but also Lone don't like R&B, so
sure I do.
Yeah.
He's been on record. He's been on record saying it.
Anything with a love in it, if it ain't a domestic situation, Lone ain't really listening to like that.
It's not true. That's not true at all.
I've known Lone for the majority of my life. One of my
you
best
You like Bobby Brown?
Ain't never seen him slow dance, have you?
No, here's the thing.
Now, Lone to get full and he'll get it in on the floor.
If he get full,
can't
though, he
take that
get
away
full.
from him.
Yeah,
like full of liquor, full of food.
Not food.
Okay, let's go. Got to work that off. I see you, Lone.
Get some of that thing in him. He gets some of that thing in him. I'm telling you. But what I'm saying is, I've never been more hurt than when he was telling me that he really wasn't rocking with New Edition like that. That really bothered me, man.
And see, and that's where you got to revisit the whole relationship.
That's where you got to take it.
But he played a Blue Moon album though. But he trolled me and played a Blue Moon album.
That's where you got to speak from the truth here. What I said is, the setup was that I don't rock with New Edition. The setup should have been, I just never listened to it to begin with. So I never even had a vantage point to start from. So I never even went back to it or anything like that. Okay. So everything that you're referencing, I just don't know.
But you still be hey Jay Diff, he was playing that Blue Moon for us that one night, wasn't
he? Just for you.
Yeah. Just for me.
What's Blue Moon? What is it?
The New Edition album that you should never have.
The New Edition album that you don't.
That doesn't exist.
It's arguably it's not arguably. It's they wackest. It's Jay Diff. It's the wackest release they put out. Correct.
It's like a doo-wop remake.
Definitely.
You ever seen them on? You ever seen them on the front? That's what it's called. The Blue Moon, I think.
And it's by who?
They all
New Edition.
Without
and it's big trash.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
They doing all ballads, bro. Like
yeah, man.
What you mean ballads? Always and forever is a ballad.
No. Not that type of ballad.
They remake ballads.
Yeah.
You might they redid like Earth Angel and shit. And
Earth Angel.
Heavy doo wop. Heavy doo wop.
Some of that doo wop be going, but I'm gonna have to listen to this on my own time.
I put it to you this way.
This is the thing. New Edition ain't got pipes like that to be trying to sing some doo wop shit.
Nah. There it is. Take a look at that, man.
This is what's going on right now.
Take a look at that cover there, bro.
Right over here. Right over here.
Cover.
I see it.
Yeah. So
it was released in '96, November 24th, '96. The fourth album.
86, brother.
86. I'm sorry, I was born that year. Wasn't okay. I was still on my mother's. I was still drinking milk.
Let me tell you something. I'm old enough, just old enough to remember how disappointed I was in that record because they were coming off of the Love album that had Count Me Out and A Little Bit of Love, and I thought. It was the thing is they really just tried to replicate what happened on their second album that was just self-titled New Edition. Yeah. They had Cool It Now, Mr. Telephone Man. The sound didn't really advance, but for them to do a doo-wop record for no other reason but because like I said, I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember this. There was this weird vibe that happened in the culture where
we talked about it.
Yeah, where everybody got Nick at Night hit and everybody was going to Johnny Rockets and all that shit. And so it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Back to the Future?
Yeah, man. Everybody got real reminiscent about poodle skirts. And
fucking Johnny Rockets.
And like, don't get me wrong, to be black, I'd be like, no, let's not go back to Happy Days. That really wasn't
the days weren't that damn happy.
Yeah.
Not for us.
So for them to do a doo-wop record right on the precipice of New Jack Swing and hip hop really making its breakthrough in the culture, like
they fucked up.
It was a bad look. And honestly, New Edition and Bobby Brown, they needed the Heartbreak album and Don't Be Cruel because if it didn't work, we wouldn't even talk about it. We'd be like, oh yeah, remember that group that sang Cool It Now?
Yeah.
Like
because Bobby Brown first album wasn't that it had a couple cuts on it, but it was
Girl Next Door was my shit.
But that was a self-titled joint though, right?
That was
a self-titled joint.
Oh, he didn't have a self-titled.
Okay. King of the Stage.
Bobby, but that was his third album with Humping.
Yeah, that's when he had on that. That's when he had on that sleeve shirt with the whole back and shit out.
The leather joint.
Yeah. But the thing is, I've gotten into
not the leather joint.
I have a friend of mine. Shout out to my girl Adrian. She's like, the Blue Moon. That's my favorite New Edition album. I was like,
bless her heart.
Right next to Heartbreak. Heartbreak is the blueprint basically for modern R&B, and you talking about up against the blue moon or whatever that shit is called. I hate that record.
First of all,
act like up against the blue moon. This man is gonna continue to disrespect.
No, I just remember
These young boys.
they had Ralph Tresvant trying to sing with Lil Anthony, and it was the real vibe. It's like, hey, this will cross you over real nice, and really, it was the most disappointing New Edition album ever on so many levels.
That's back when Ralph Tresvant had that Texas ass haircut too.
Facts.
Oh yeah, this was a bad hair.
That's when he had that little weird ass patch of tail right in the back of his neck.
Yeah.
What's my guy's name that's rapping now? That got that haircut.
Yellow Beezy.
Yellow Beezy.
Yeah, that's some Dallas. That's some Dallas shit right there, champ.
I don't want to hear the Blue Moon album. I don't know why they was trying to push the sock hop shit. Like, I'm cool, man. Like, this ain't the Max on Saved by the Bell. Like, I'm cool.
I'd like it a lot more if it was the Max by Saved by the Bell.
No, you know they had a sock hop joint on the Max now. You know they had the throwback joint. There we go, Long. Perfect.
Slater and them had on Jordans.
Well, you know.
Yeah, Slater had a Miami Heat jacket.
I know they flashed back to the sock hop joint one time.
Matter of fact, Slater had that Yellow Beezy haircut too, didn't he?
That is well, no, he kind of had like just shag. He was just greasy.
Yeah.
He was a greaser.
Yeah, he was a well moisturized young man. That's what.
And Zach was a Soch. Zach was Soch, and he was a greaser.
That is a fact.
Hey, Have you ever seen the Zach Morris trash joints on YouTube?
Yeah, he's a terrible friend.
Hope say it again.
There are these somebody does a breakdown. I think it's through Funny or Die where they point out how terrible of a person Zach Morris is.
Yes, I've seen that, but there's another one. There's another series that you need to check out. There's a young gentleman, he's hella young, that breaks down classic like 90s hood movies.
Oh, wow. Does he say like, he an all-star? That dude is hilarious. I watched every one of those.
Distortion. That's my nigga. That is my guy.
I need to see that, man.
Dog, the one he did about South Central
was hilarious, bro.
That was some of the funniest shit I've seen in years.
Hey, y'all need to send me these links ASAP because I'm ready to laugh at some foolishness on that one. Because speaking of Zach, though, he played Screech multiple times. That was supposed to be his guy. You know what I'm saying? He stuck behind and got with Lisa real quick. You know what I'm talking about?
He was a sociopath, dog.
Lisa wasn't about to give him no play.
Oh no, she was. She might have been going.
Nah,
for who?
Man,
not
she
for
Zach.
She had a minute.
She was going for Zach.
Turtle?
She wasn't going for Screech.
No, not for Screech. But I'm saying Zach played. He played Screech. Is what I'm saying by going because he know that's his. You know he wanted the wife Lisa.
That's a bad example. Somebody got to get her shit.
And they only gave. I think they only gave Lisa like one. They gave her a black boyfriend for like one episode.
And he ain't making.
And they got him out of here.
Yeah, he got a check. That was too. They wasn't doing that. They got him up out of there.
Man.
What was the damn show? It wasn't City Guys, was it? Who was her boyfriend? Dude was. It was that show, The Guy Next Door. NBC tried to do a bootleg New Kids on the Block. Yep, that one right
there. He was the black dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember. That.
He also played. I think he also played Ted on Family Matters.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
He did. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Like Ted was about to get that work in that one episode when he had like he was trying to got busy with Laura. He's about to get that work. Eddie was about to put them things and put them paws on him.
Hey, but shout out to Laura's friend Maxine. You know what I'm saying?
On the low.
Yeah.
On the low.
She's all right.
All right.
Who was Maxine? Was Maxine Sherry? Was that Sherry
she was
on
Sherry
Punky
Brewster? That's right.
Yeah. We got all the sitcoms connected tonight.
Yeah.
Look at all that connection right there. All that what they call black excellence.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey. Yeah, but nah, man, ain't no way Lisa Tuttle was giving Screech no cut up, man.
But she was going for Zach. That's all I'm saying. She was going.
Well, Screech has some what you call some developmental issues. That work.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think he was in that
issues.
On the low, Screech was in that class that only had like 5 other students, and he got as much time as he needed to take the SAT.
Oh no, man! Screech
I thought Screech might have been smart though.
Smart, yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you.
No, I mean, he had some shit going on.
I'm not gonna hold you. I personally feel like Screech would have been in an episode of Mindhunters.
Wow.
Like he had all the pieces to become a serial killer. Cause the girl that he liked kept sunning him.
Yep. His homie took her from him.
He keeps getting bullied.
Yep.
He gotta like another girl, man. He could have. There's some other girls in that class he could have probably hit, man.
A white man oppressed. Bang bang.
Hey, look.
Why Zach holding him by his neck though?
You see this?
Why he got him by his neck? That's his best friend.
It's symbolism, brother. It's just showing you what we talking about, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That looks
friend.
a little sexual. You might want to change that channel.
He said it looked a little sexual.
Just a little smidge.
I mean, but Screech had it. Like he, you know, when they had the little rock band joint, like, and you talk about Zach being an asshole. I used to watch Saved by the Bell every morning. So when Fam got in the rock band, like, psh, you talk about being an asshole. Like Fam had the vapor, like it was over. Like Zach thought he was that dude.
Shout out to Zach, man. He put his homegirl on caffeine pills, man.
He did.
Oh yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm so. Yeah,
they had us thinking that was a real problem.
Lone locked up in Alcatraz. Look at him.
Oh my God, man.
Okay, little dog shit. I see you on your dog shit.
Shout out to ODB, man. Shout out to ODB.
Well, so long story short, LL did originate love raps. We got all off track.
Hey, I appreciate you putting a bow on it though, brother. And try to ignore Lone rotating them pictures down there because I can't.
Nah, he doing it for the culture.
Yeah. Lone got IT support over there, switching out his screens.
I'm just saying,
he got a MIDI.
Channel
He got
13 loop tonight.
Yeah, he got a whole MIDI controller going live.
I'm trying to enhance the show. You know what I mean?
Hey, his share screen game is high though. I will say that did enhance the product tonight.
Bonafide Snapple fact right there, champ.
Hey,
there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, since Slot showed the juice earlier, so there's a video circulating about Minute Maid juice and how whatever container it tastes different. So you got the Minute Maid juice in a carton, the Minute Maid juice in the gallon jug, and the Minute Maid juice in a can. And let's just say they're all fruit punch. Mm-hmm. Which one you picking?
I'm picking the one out the cart because every time the carton because they got that peach orchard juice. That shit is absolutely amazing.
We just going fruit punch though. That peach orchard juice is fire. Just fruit punch.
Fruit punch. I'm definitely going out the carton.
I'm going out the carton.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going out the carton.
The can's decent too, though.
Nah, that can damn near turn into a whole different experience.
I'm cool.
Then again, I don't even know. I don't even know what the can tastes like. I do know what the carton one does. But
I'm cool on the can. I'm cool.
The only thing I liked in the can that wasn't carbonated was Country Time.
That's actually what I was thinking of.
And it's different too. That Country Time tastes different too. In the can versus.
Jay Moore, if you got a dip, brother, go ahead and dip.
Yeah. So
I need to hear your choice though. What you going for? Carton, can, or gallon?
I mean, I really don't. Honestly, all that stuff is if it tastes different coming out of different containers, you know, it's something wrong with it. But you know, I feel like the best value is to go ahead and get the plastic jug. You know, so I'd probably F with that. But at the same time, you put it on the table, and I'm thirsty enough, I'm not gonna turn none of them down.
You're gonna drink them all. But that carton do hit a little different.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, in the clutch, the carton is really where it's at. But you know, I mean, in the clutch,
I feel you.
You know, I feel like that plastic jug is for the culture.
Fair enough, man.
On that note, Slot, good to see you, brother. Can't wait till I can actually see you in person.
That part.
You know, once this Rona thing is over with. But yeah, man.
You ain't heard? It ain't going away.
Yeah, probably not.
It's another strand out on these streets.
Yeah, look, the thing is, now we're going to have to stay inside because of the these bees that can kill whole rats and dogs and shit.
No, don't confuse them. That, my brother, It's a giant hornet.
Yeah,
murder hornet.
Giant hornet. Yeah, the murder hornets. Yeah, I'm cool. And plus, you got monkeys out here that drive motorcycles and be trying to steal people's babies.
Man,
That
That's
shit
a
was
fact.
funny.
I saw that, and first of all, everybody
Mom
wanted to
said
be
that shit
mad
was
like at the monkey. First of all, we don't know that monkey seemed like he was wrong. That seemed very personal. You don't know what that family did to that monkey for him to run up on his motorcycle like
You
that.
never
How's
know
the
what
motor-
they did to that monkey.
Got to
who
hear
make-
both sides.
Who makes motorcycles that small?
yeah. And how the monkey get
Man.
it?
Why they mad at the
People who
monkey?
got monkeys.
The monkey's out here hitting licks. That's how he got a motorcycle.
Oh, he
so don't
definitely-
worry about the monkey in his business.
They got a whole
Man.
chop shop, champ.
Yeah, he definitely hit
Monkey
it.
trying to trade that bike for some nanners.
he tried
All
to
right.
he tried to swap a child for the nanners.
The thing is, notice how the people didn't put their cameras down to help the child. They're just like, "Ooh, that monkey's out here wilding."
Oh, this is a
that's
viral
just-
moment.
I was gonna say that's just society, bro.
Yeah, straight up. World star.
People be getting their ass whooped. There be old ladies getting stolen on, and all you see is this.
Damn.
Oh no! I'm like, come on, man.
Hey man, you gotta have evidence, so so people know that you saw it. Because it ain't nothing worse than telling somebody a situation
If
and
it-
them not seeing it and not finding it however you found it.
It'd be like videos or it didn't happen.
in 2020, if it ain't happen on IG, it ain't happen. Look at him. I'm about
Okay.
to watch him pull up. Look out now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
And this man want to come down the street and point.
Now hold up.
Hold
Now
on.
as
He rolled
Jay
up.
Diff-
I ain't done. I ain't
Hold
done.
on, I ain't done. Come here.
No,
Come here.
like I
Drag
said,
that poor child, man.
Slide. Look at
That-
him. Slide. Look at the old
Hey,
man
what-
walking up like pointing like he Joe Clark. What the hell?
hold
is
on.
that?
That baby's family owed that monkey some money. That's what that is.
I mean,
No,
I
that's-
think he
that's
stole a
definitely-
monkey motorcycle. They shouldn't have started
Exactly.
that monkey motorcycle shit.
Look at Joe
I-
Clark.
I ain't gonna
Fuck you
hold
doing?
you. I think they were just there to collect debt. That's essentially what's getting ready to happen in the next couple.
Hey, that's
of
messed
years,
up.
man.
That little boy bigger
bill
than that damn
collector's
monkey that snatched his ass up, though. He should have swung on that damn monkey.
Look, that little boy understood
getting
that was
pulled.
personal business.
The dope game,
part.
man.
Yeah.
It's part of the dope game. All right, Slot, do me a favor, brother. Shout out all your information, social media, etc. How we can get in contact with you before we get out of here, bro. What you working on, etc.
Absolutely. Slide slide.com, SLOT as in Tom, not uncle though. -a.com.
That's a bar.
We ain't come to play, brother. If you go to Spotify or Apple Music, I have the podcast. I do House of Divock once a week. Essentially what it is right now, I've been trying to carve it out for a little minute, but it's where I go back and I discover music. I have
All
the
right, y'all. I'll holler.
about where I was.
Dope
Peace.
show.
Be well, Jay Moore. And I essentially from there kind of build a whole DJ set around that.
Oh, that's dope.
And then I post that up. So this past week was UK Garage or House.
I like garage.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out to Garage. Not Garage, but Garage.
Garage. You
But yeah,
can you
make
can
sure to-
garage. You can garage.
hello. But yeah, follow me on I am Slade and House of Divock on Instagram. That's all I got.
So y'all make sure y'all check my man out. He is extremely talented brother and just doing some great things out there. So y'all make sure y'all check him out. Friend of the show for a long time. Been homies
Probably been
before the
featured.
show.
Probably been featured on here more than anybody else. I'm
That's
thinking.
a fact.
I'm just saying, man.
So,
Like when they talk about friend of the show, you know who they talking about,
You
right?
know what they talking about. So that's gonna do it for this episode. As always, make sure you guys go to YouTube and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you can stay in the loop with everything that we're doing. From my man Jay Diff, from my man Lonegevity, from my man Slot A, I am Major 7, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.